Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's CITI program webinar. Today's topic is ensuring your institutional policy is compliant with the ORI Research Misconduct Final Rule, and it is presented by Dr. Courtney Carmelita. Now, let me tell you about today's presenter. Dr. Carmelita brings extensive skills and experience in research integrity, quality assurance, data management best practices, and education outreach. She has a strong track record in resource development and evaluation, particularly in the context of research integrity and quality assurance. She hosted the U.S. Department of Health and Human Service Office of Research Integrity's Research Integrity Officer Bootcamp. Dr. Carmelita was also the co-PI on a grant from the Office of Research Integrity, resulting in research-backed training modules for faculty, assisting with research misconduct cases. And now I'm going to pass the mic to Courtney.
And in today's session, I'm going to be discussing key elements of the final rule. The hope is that you will walk away with a better understanding of the final rule changes and how those changes may impact your institutional policy. I will give recommendations on policy updates to help you ensure that you are compliant with the final rule. And I'm also going to discuss how the final rule changes might impact processes or procedures outside of necessary policy changes. I'd also like to note that what is not on this list is carelessness or honest error. And that's because we know that carelessness or honest error is not research misconduct. But we also often see people struggle with what the definition of carelessness is as opposed to the definition of recklessness. And so, again, we'll talk about this more in terms of guidance and what that might mean for how you would incorporate it at your institution. You also should state that each respondent or allegation does not necessarily restart the research misconduct process. Allegations and/or respondents can be added even at the investigation phase. Again, thinking about standard procedures, you might want to consider at what point have you gone far enough in an investigation, or at what point is an allegation so significantly different for a new respondent that it does warrant a separate proceeding. Another recommended SOP is how to determine relevancy. Again, you need to think about what is necessary for the institutional record, what is necessary to review the allegations at hand in order for the committee to be able to come to a determination.
In closing, I'd like to thank Courtney for today's webinar and our audience members for joining us today and for their great questions.